Sometimes the worst crimes that we can commit are against ourselves. And that's what happened this weekend with the UFC fight between Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev. After the fight was over in Uzbekistan, two men committed the ultimate crime against themselves. Now you might be saying, how can a man commit a crime against himself? Bear with me and I'll tell you. As you know, mixed martial arts, along with any major sport, brings out excitement. And with excitement comes hopes and aspirations of becoming the next rich person who wins a big take-home prize from gambling on these fights or gambling on these games. Sports betting is big, not just in America, but sports betting is big throughout the world. Sports betting is big in prison. In prison, people bet commissary, but they can often bet other things like the phone number to their own wife or their own booty can be taken, during a gamble wager. If they lose and they can't pay it, you got to pay it back some kind of way. Well, in Uzbekistan, there was obviously a lot of excitement behind Chimaev going into this fight, 15-0, I think it was, against Sean Strickland, who was trying to make a comeback. And pretty much if you're from Uzbekistan, you didn't think that Chimaev could lose. So you placed and wagered everything you had on it. And there's now breaking reports coming from Uzbekistan, though they're not 100% confirmed. There's confirmation on prayer vigils being held for these two individuals who are reportedly not with us any long because they unalived themselves because they placed a wager too big that they couldn't cash in on. They couldn't afford to, they couldn't afford to lose this. They bet their own wife's jewelry on this fight. Enjoy the fight, y'all, but don't be betting your wife's jewelry like these two dudes did. And my heart goes out to them because y'all don't want to see anybody take themselves out, because in my opinion, that's one of the worst. I ain't gonna say it's the worst crime, but it's one of the worst crimes we could do is take ourselves out. And if these dudes really took themselves out, that's a crime against themselves, man. And I know a lot of people have this belief that if you boom, boom, take yourself out, then according to the Bible, you automatically go to hell. I just want to propose to y'all that I don't see that in my Bible. I ain't never saw that in the Bible. That being said, you still shouldn't hurt yourself, man. And we want to be sympathetic to the people who did this, but you can't be betting your house. They bet their house, they bet their car, and the reports are saying they bet their wives' jewelry. And when the fight was over, they realized that it was all done. And they didn't have what it takes to come back from the bottom. They didn't have what it takes to place this bet in the first place. Have y'all ever placed a bet that you can't keep? I seen dudes in prison bet their booty for cigarettes. But out here in the society, people are placing bets and wagers on these fights. Man, enjoy the fight. Watch the MMA fight. Why you just can't watch the fight and have a good time? Bet a hamburger. Bet who's going to buy the pizza at the end of the thing. I don't think you should bet anything, period. But if you're going to bet something, make sure it's something that you can pay up on. Bet a Mountain Dew. I don't know. In prison, they bet cigarettes. But don't bet your booty or your life on a fight, an MMA fight, man. I don't know what to say, man. This is some crazy stuff. Gambling is a serious addiction, and it destroys families all throughout the world on a day-to-day basis. And if you think the sports organizations and the sports leagues really care about who's losing what over gambling addictions, you sadly mistaken. Let's be real. Fantasy football is one of the things that's keeping the NFL alive. You remove fantasy football, and I believe the interest in the NFL would hit its peak. I think we passed the peak. So they had to introduce something to get people back involved in it. Why do you think we got fantasy football, fantasy sports? Well, when you betting on two dudes fighting in the octagon, you ain't got no control over it. You can't control nothing. Unless, of course, you can. And you know what I mean? Back in the day, they said the mob used to fix the fights. I don't think that these MMA fights are fixed, but I don't know everything neither. I just know that no matter what, you shouldn't gamble on an MMA fight that you have no control over unless you can afford to lose what you're going to lose if the fight's results don't go in your favor. Dudes would go I had coworkers, they used to go to the horse races in New Orleans. On the day they got their check, they would drink alcohol and bet on the horses. And when they would, by the end of the day, their check was gone on alcohol and horse betting. And then they were bumming right after. Couldn't pay for gas. You know, the wife was mad at them because they were betting on horse races. I'm telling you, man, don't bet your money away. This betting stuff is serious. Like I said, I did the top 3 things not to do in prison to protect your manhood. And remember, gambling's on that list. You don't gamble more than you can handle to lose. I want to read this article real quick, man. It's coming from Zamin Publications, and I'm not sure where they're from, but it says gambling leads to death. 2 men who bet on a UFC fight unalive themselves. Reports have circulated on social media regarding a tragic incident involving sports betting after a UFC fight. It is stated that 2 Uzbek men who bet large sums of money on the outcome of a fight involving Khamzat Chimaev committed unalived following heavy financial losses. According to the circulating information, they have taken out loans and spent all their household savings on sports bets. There are also reports that funeral prayers have been held. However, at this time, no confirmed information has been provided by official authorities regarding this incident. It's coming from Uzbekistan. I don't know how much official you're going to get. These reports have sparked significant discussion among social media users. Many are expressing opinions on the negative consequence of sports betting and gambling addiction. Experts continue to emphasize that financial risk and emotional decisions can have serious impact on human life. Please don't gamble your life away on a fight between 2 men that you have no control over. Bet on yourself. Invest your money. Don't get to this place in life to where you are so desperate that you are spiraling out of control and you're gambling your entire life away. Do not gamble your life away. Enjoy your life. Become frugal, become wise, invest wisely, pay attention, save your money, but don't gamble. Enjoy sports. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get to the point to where you are going to unalive yourself. And now, undoubtedly, both of these men left wives and families behind, children who are going to have to pick up the pieces. And to me, that's selfish. And you shouldn't do it. Man, give it a like and subscribe to The Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube. And I'm going to drop a video at the end of this video. I really want y'all to watch it. If you've been a part of my channel for any amount of time, you probably watched a lot of my videos. This is one video that I did a while back where I tell a story on something similar that could have happened to me. And it was just one of those videos. I don't think that the algorithm was picking up or pushing. They, threw little marks on it all the way, probably because the topic I was talking about it, but it's truth. And we need to be able to talk about these things. And it's posted in the comments. And at the end of this video, it's going to be placed in 2 places. Just click on the link, watch the video, drop in the comment what you think once you watch it. I think it's something that you're really going to enjoy, and you'll get a better insight on what can happen when you play these games with doing the worst crime against yourself to yourself.